Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me. This is not going to be an easy video for me, um, but it's going to be an enjoyable one and one that you really ought to watch because you're going to get a lot out of this playlist because I'm releasing a suite of workflow tools for FL Studio, but it's not going to be easy for me because I'm going into hospital today for life-saving brain surgery. And this is not a joke. This is as serious as you can get. The operation is as serious as you can get. I'm not going to go on about it too much because obviously it's not what you signed up for. You want to just get to the good stuff. But it's important that I just explain quickly that, this video is not going to be scripted. Excuse the pun because it's all about scripts. But it's going to be something that you want to stick with and watch. So this is going to be a little introductory video about the folder that you can download just before I go into each script and get to the good stuff. Yes, please forgive me if there's mistakes in the video. I've literally not got time to edit it and do, a fancy professional video. I just want to release this before going into hospital because I've been working so hard in these weeks, maybe potentially the last month or so, to finish these tools. There's literally about 30 or more of them to make your FL Studio life easier, much easier and more enjoyable. And the reason I've not put it into a single tool is because I wanted it so that you could pick and choose which aspects of the tool you want. So that's why there's loads of files. So you can, as I say, pick and choose. Now, this is the folder that you'll get when you download the zip file. And there's going to be alternative files that you can swap out for the main files, and I'm just going to briefly go through this folder and auto hotkey scripts in general before I get to the actual main scripts and what each one does in FL Studio, like the good stuff, like really cool things. It's took me so long, but stick with it. As I say, this is just an intro video, and then the next video is just going to be showcasing you all the different scripts. And it is going to be as quick as I can because I've got so many to get through. And it's probably going to be a long video, but it's going to be worth it. All you need to know is that the second video, you can dip in and out when you need to know what a particular script does and the general hotkeys that trigger it. Because unfortunately, I've not got time to do loads of in-depth videos on each script and loads of readme documents and all that. But I've done the best I can with the limited time I have, because I can't stress to you how incredibly unwell I've been just to put my washing on, just to even walk to the kettle sometimes and make a cup of tea. I've had to call an ambulance sometimes. It's that serious because of this tumour. If anyone's interested, it's called colloid cyst. It's what Davina McCall had. She didn't have symptoms, but mine's about the same size as hers. It is life-threatening. I have to go in today for the operation tomorrow. So I really would like everyone to just think of positivity as much as they can. I know that might sound cliche or whatever, but just, God, if it's any potential that it can help, please just do it for me. Because I am beyond scared. But as I say, I don't want to go on about that, and I'm not going to. And all I will say is I hope to God that I get back to what I love, which is all this FL Studio. But the risks are serious. As serious as you can get. So there may be a chance I can never ever do this again. That's why I want to release this. But if possible, please consider donating, because this journey recovery is going to be so long. 6 months to a year recovery, even if the operation goes well. So, and I'm not rich. I'm pretty poor, really. Not poor on the streets, but not rich. So any help you can give would really be appreciated, because I've been medically retired for years. But let's crack on anyway. I had to say that, but anyway, let's crack on. So when you get the zip file, you will be presented with this page. Sorry, this zip folder. So just extract it to then get an extracted folder. Sorry. See, I told you there's going to be mistakes in this video. And then inside the folder, this folder here, where FL Workflow Power Tools Startup, that's going to be the main folder where all the working scripts for FL Studio reside. And then I'll tell you how to make sure that FL loads all these scripts at startup of FL Studio. And then I'll just click into this dead quick. There's 3 main folders here for the scripts that are in here. No settings needed. What that means is you can just, double click these to run. I'll show you, as I say, how they can open with FL Studio Start. But when you use these particular scripts, you don't need to edit them in any way. They just do what they're scripted to do without you, the user, having to do anything. And we go back, there's then another folder called Settings Are Needed, but they're via inbuilt options. So what that means is I've coded it so that there are settings menus built in with the script that you can access usually by going to your taskbar, because the files are going to show in your taskbar here. And you can right-click the auto hotkey icons. And there will be the settings there. And I'm going to show you on the second video the settings anyway for the scripts that you need settings for. And then there's a third folder, which is Settings Are Needed via Script Editing. And if we click into that, that means that you're going to have to open these scripts in a text editor like Notepad, which is what I wrote them in. And then just do very minor tweaks. And I will do my best to tell you in the video what you need to tweak. But you're not going to need any major coding knowledge whatsoever. Do not worry. AutoHotkey is an easy program to install. It takes literally less than a minute or a few seconds. You need to install version 1, because that's what these are wrote in version 1. Most of the scripts out there for FL Studio on the internet are version 1. But by all means, feel free to install AutoHotkey version 2. But you do not need coding knowledge to use them. You need some knowledge to write the scripts, but you don't need knowledge to use them, to do minor edits, which I'll show you, which is literally like changing screen coordinates. So we'll be going in, like, let's open a script, just a random script here. So this is one of the notepads for one of the scripts. So as you can see, it looks very complicated, but you're not going to have to do all this. But see these numbers here, you'll have to change these to your screen coordinates, and I'll go into that in the second video for each script, the best I can for each script. So literally it'd be like coming into here and say 135 instead of 130. And it's simple as that. And that's for the scripts that you need editing, which, as I say, in this folder, script settings needed via script editing. Let's go into this actually, how to set up this particular folder of the entire zip. As I say, you've got these when you open the zip folder, these are all the main folders, and this folder here, the startup one, is the scripts that are going to start up with FL Studio if you do what I'll show you now. So what you need to do is you open up this, and inside this folder you'll see there's another AutoHotkey script called run all startup tools when FL opens. It's pretty self-explanatory. What you need to do is this. You need to right click this, edit in a text editor, notepad. You can drag and drop it onto a notepad and it'll open. You'll see this anyway. You'll be presented with this. All you need to change, make sure you change, is this startup folder path. So basically, wherever you save the zip folder, when you extract it to a normal folder, you need to copy that folder path and replace this one here with yours, and make sure you keep the quotation marks at the end, like you see here. So if you go back to the folder, the main folder, let's go back. So this is going to be your main folder. As I say, you'll get a zip file, and once you extract it, you'll get this. You need to right click and copy as path. So copy that as path, then go to the file I've just showed you and paste that path here, and just make sure you've got single quotation marks as shown here, and then save that. Save and close that. Then the next stage, what you have to do is in this folder, FL Workflow Power Tools Startup. This script that you've just edited, that I've just shown you, you need to right click that file, copy as path, and then you need to go into FL Studio. So let's open that now. You go to FL Studio and you go to the options, file settings. Now, don't worry about these lines. Let me just move this. These lines are part of a script for the channel rack, which I'll go into. So when you open the folder, if you see these lines pop up, that's one of the scripts. So don't freak out. They won't look like in nice places like here, as you can see. This is what, I won't go into this now, but these lines are basically to help you visually in the channel rack, and mine are obviously already in place. Because you've got a different monitor, yours might be all over the place. Do not worry, because I'll show you how to edit that. And if you don't want this particular script, I'll show you in a second what to do. So let's go back to that tools. Options, file settings, and in here, external tools, you want to choose any free slot. I think you get about 7 or 10 slots. So choose a free slot like I've done here, and then paste that folder path of that file into here. But it'll paste it properly with quotation marks, you need to delete the quotation marks here. So when you were editing the script before for the folder path, you need the quotation marks, but in FL here, don't have them. If it pastes the file path with quotation marks, remove it. Once you've done that, you can add a name if you want. So I've put FL Workflow Power Tools, and then make sure you put Launcher Startup. If you don't click this, then FL will not open the scripts at startup. However, you can, if you want, turn this off and just then self-load the scripts from your tools menu, because you'll see them here. And when you click that, it'll load the files. And it'll only load auto hotkey files. It won't load if you in future, if you for whatever reason you saved other files types in there. There are some setting files called .ini that go with some of the scripts, and they don't actually, load up, open up. It's just the auto hotkey scripts. So that's how to get the scripts to open up with FL Studio. Let's go back to the folder. We need to be back in that folder. So as I say, this folder here is the one with all the scripts that are going to start up. If there's any particular scripts, like the channel rack lines, say for example you don't want that, that's in here. Let's just find it. Where are we? Oh, no, it's not in there. It's in this one. channel grid lines. Let's say you don't want that starting up, then you're going to cut and paste it. So you're going to cut it. I'm not going to cut it because I want to keep it there, but let's just pretend I've cut it. Then go to alternative files, and I've kept the same 3 folders, and this is where you're going to want to paste it into the same equivalent folder. So we've just cut, or well, pretend cut that file from this folder in the main folder. So then you want to go into the same folder and paste it in here, just to keep it safe, in case you decide in future that you would like it, or you want to learn from it and open it up and see how it's coded and stuff. That brings me on to this alternative files folder. As I say, the folder structure here has like a clone of the 3 main folders from the startup folder, and inside here are alternative files that do different things. That basically similar scripts to some of the other scripts, but they have a few different options that are flipped, or they do things a little bit differently. So you've got several options for each script. So that's what they do. And there's a little readme to explain all that there. There's a little readme actually in here to tell you how to set up this to get FL to open up, like I've just explained, but there's an actual, I have wrote a thing about it on there. I really hope you're sticking with me. I'm doing my best to explain it. And then here is a folder. I've just included, these are files that unfortunately I got stuck on, or I didn't finish, didn't have enough time, or they needs individual personalizing before you can use them. For example, there is one in here that will, if you put it in the startup folder, this will set FL Studio to high priority when it opens, and it'll close any unnecessary processes, and you can also script it to close any unnecessary programs. If I open up that, these are processes that run on my computer that I don't really need running when FL Studio runs. So I've put them in there, and FL will, when it opens, this script will close these services, these programs, and set FL Studio to high priority. So obviously your system will be different. So I've not put that, I've not kept that in the startup folder. And then there is this menu, which is extra pop-up menus for FL's tools menu. So what this does, if we just click into it, you can see we've got a tools menu for programs, tools menu for tools, and a tools menu for website links. And what they do is, in FL Studio, this tools menu, where I showed you before, where you, in file settings, it gives you, you can set external files and tools listed here so you can quickly open them. So let's say, for example, you want a delay calculator like I've got. You want an EQ sheet opening up. You want a document like a spreadsheet or a picture opening up showing you what actual notes are, what frequencies, or you want to go to an external website, whatever that may be. You can do that from the tools menu. But the reason I created these external tools is because at the time of creation, I actually ran out of slots, because, as I said, you get here external tools. I think it's about 7 or 10 slots, and I ran out of all them. So I created extra menus that load when you click these. So if we click this, oh, it's not working. I know why that's not working. It's because I didn't update something. One sec. Let me pause this, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, thanks for waiting. I say that, but I've just unpaused, so it'll be straight away for you. The reason it didn't work is because I had not got the file path correct, And that's actually a good thing in a way, because I can now show you what you need to do. So I've corrected 2 of them just to show you, and then I'll correct the 3rd one with you now. So if we go to tools and say we go to websites, it then opens up a website menu at a cursor location. So if I this takes me to the FL Studio website. So if I click this, as you see, it opens up my browser and goes to the correct website. And tools, an extra tools menu for the tools menu. This has got my delay calculator, and it did have other things in when it had a previous installation. And this opens up my delay calculator. Click that. It's opened on a different screen, so I'll just drag it in. And this opens this. And I'm going to fix the programs menu now to show you what you need to do if you want to use such menus. If you, for example, have also run out of slots. So as I say, go to the extra pop-up menus for FL's tool menu folder, and then simply right-click the file and copy as path. Then go to FL, press F10, or go to the menu to get to this settings. Go to File, File Settings, then External Tools, and paste the link in here, and then do a little name. So I've done Programs Tools Website. So paste this in here. This was wrong. So as you see, it's pasted with quotations at the end. Take them off at each end. There would be at each end. You need to take them off, and then just press Enter. And now that will link directly to that script file. And we go to Tools, Programs. See, it brings up for my sample browser. If you have not run out of slots, you might not want these menus. You can just do a link to your sample browser straight away from the FL tools list. But these menus are just an extra option if you've got a lot of things. And I did used to have a lot of programs in this menu. But this will open up my sample browser now if I click it, which I'm not going to. And if you just open each script in a notepad, you will easily get onto what you need to do. All you need to do is follow here. Don't worry about too much about this stuff. Just literally add your tool. So what you need to do is you just need to copy this menu. So if we wanted to do another thing, copy, paste underneath. This here will be what your menu displays, what words you display for the next program that you want to add. So let's say sample browser 2, because it needs to be different to these. And then here, you need no spaces. Just do this exact same name, or it can be another name, whatever. You just can't have spaces. So sample browser 2, and then as you can see, follow this pattern. As you see, sample browser, and then I always forget what this icon's called, but you need that icon with the 2 dots. So you just basically need to copy this, paste underneath, and then whatever program you want to put here, do the file path for that particular program, and then change this to sample browser 2 with these 2 dots. Just follow basically this to get the idea. So as I say, this first name here is what the menu displays, but this second name here is for the script to jump to these sections. So when you do that, these names here, don't put these 2 dots at the end. Only put the 2 dots in this section, and then run dash and then your file path in quotations to that program. Just follow the logic that's already in the script, because I'm going to leave what I already add in for my script so that you can then follow it. And the other scripts are the same, contain the same logic. So just do that. So that's how you use them. And this is just a default auto hotkey script if you want to make your own scripts. And if I open that, all this means is keep this default for your FL Studio scripts and then start scripting here in the middle. I'm going to save this like this actually, so there's a little space. So you want to keep that, and what that does, if you ever want to reload the file, it'll reload it without asking any questions. If you don't have this, it'll throw a pop-up saying you've got this file already running, you know, do you want to replace it? And it just stops all that. And then this section you need to keep at the top of your scripts, and then this section here relates to this, but you keep this at the very bottom of your script. And as long as you have this at the top and this at the very bottom of your script, and then your actual script will be in the middle, this will close the script when FL Studio closes, because most people will be running FL Studio FL64.exe. So that keeps a check on that, and once that closes, it'll close the script file when FL closes. So it's a way to keep your computer uncluttered from all the scripts that are going to be open. Because if we didn't have this, when you closed FL, all your scripts would still be open. Now, as you can see, my scripts are all here. These are the auto hotkey file scripts. If you right click them, you get different options. And some of the scripts, you'll see settings options in this right click menu. And that's what I'll go into with each script. I've set these icons to be hidden in the taskbar here, because there's quite a lot of them. So if you didn't hide them, they'll be, you know, going all the way across. So to hide them, right click your taskbar and go to taskbar settings, and then scroll down and see other system tray icons. Click that to open that up, and then see hidden icon menu. Icons which are turned off can be accessed in this menu. So then make sure that's on, and then you want to find auto hotkey scripts here. Like, that's a different one. Let's turn that on actually, but there will already be one that's turned on. I say that and then there's none of them on, but no, sorry, I'm turning them off here. See, yeah, good job I showed you that. See, they're all showing now here. You'll get that, which you just won't want. So actually you need it to be off, sorry, not on. Need them to be off, which means they'll be hidden in this little pop-up here. We got there in the end, guys, don't worry. Yeah, there we go. So that's what you want to do. And then they will be hidden in here. And you probably will want to do that if you decide to use a lot of these scripts, which I'm hoping you will, because they are very, very, very amazing. And now we can go and get to that right now in this second video. This will tell you all about auto hotkey. I'll just open this up in case you want to pause the screen and have a read a little bit, because obviously it goes down here, but that'll tell you all about getting started with auto hotkey so that you don't panic, because you really don't need to. And in fact, you're missing out if you're not using auto hotkey. It's a free program for Windows. It's unfortunately, this is Windows only. Apologies if you've just got to the end of this and you're on Mac, gutted. But yeah, PC only, Windows, and it's free and it's amazing. You can use it with any program to create macros and make your life easier in multiple programs, but obviously I'm using it for FO. So without further ado, I'm going to get to the second video and showing you all the amazing scripts. Thank you so much, and I hope I'll speak and see you soon.